Hey there, welcome back to Tim Talks Cooking. Today we are talking keto Scotch eggs, my friend. You heard me right, that's keto Scotch eggs, and I think you're going to love this recipe. So let's get started. This recipe is an adaptation of one that I found online at sweetandsavorybyShinee.com. That's Shinee, S-H-I-N-E-E. And I'll put that web address in my description below. Here's what you'll need to make it. It's just great. Starts off with a pound of breakfast sausage. I use hot breakfast sausage. You can use whatever you like. Also 4 hard-boiled eggs that have been peeled. Here I've got a raw egg as well as a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. This is a 3.5 ounce bag of pork rinds. We're going to use this as breading. We're also going to make a little sauce for these. Starts off with, and this is a lot of sauce. This is a lot more sauce than you'll need for this recipe. I just like this sauce. 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 0 carb mayonnaise. You want to make sure it doesn't have any sugar in it. Read the label. 1/4 cup of full fat sour cream. 2 tablespoons of sriracha sauce. You could use any kind of hot sauce you like, of course. A tablespoon of Dijon mustard and some freshly ground black pepper. Our first task is, of course, to wrap the eggs up in sausage. What I've done here is I've divided my sausage into 4 more or less equal parts, and I'm going to take each part, make it into a nice even round ball, and then I'm going to make a nice flat patty out of it. Just like this. And then I'm going to carefully wrap each egg in the sausage, trying to join the ends. You want to be patient with it. We're just going to, as you can see, it spreads right over. I'm going to make a little seam here. And we're going to just work with it until that seam more or less disappears. And there you have it. And on to the other 3. And here we are. I'm going to set these aside for a moment and move on to the next step, which is to crush our pork rinds. I'm going to start off just by, well, actually I'm going to open the bag first. Start just by doing it with my hands. I'm using a gallon sealable bag here. And to get the crumbs really fine, I'm going to use my rolling pin. I'm just going to roll over them until I get the consistency that I want, which is going to be really crumbly. And after very little effort, we end up with some really nice, very bread-like crumbs, as you'll see. There you go. I'm going to use a fairly traditional breading strategy here. I'm going to break my egg into a bowl and, oops, get the egg shell out of it, of course. And then we're going to give this a good beating. I'm not going to season this because the sausage is fully seasoned. The pork rinds have plenty of salt in them, so we really don't need to add to that. And as you can see here, I've got my coconut flour right here. I'm going to put that on, well, rather in a bowl. It would be really convenient to roll those in. Next, we're just going to start by taking our sausage covered egg. We're going to dip it in the flour. We do this with wheat flour in a traditional recipe, of course. Next, I'm going to coat it with the egg. Try to keep its shape as much as possible. And then, into the pork rind crumbs. And there we have it. Next, in a non-stick skillet, I'm heating up some avocado oil. You could use any oil you like, even bacon grease actually. I'm going to heat it up pretty hot here, and we're going to brown our now coated Scotch eggs in this oil on each side for about a minute. I'm also preheating my oven to 350 degrees. And after we brown them here, we're going to bake them in the oven for about 15 minutes. Once browned on each side, you want to transfer them to a baking sheet lined with aluminum foil and a rack. And I'm just going to remove them to that. And these are going to go into our preheated 350 degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes. My timer's just gone off, and here they are, hot out of the oven. Don't they look great? I'm going to let them cool for 5 or 10 minutes before I slice them to get them ready to serve. And here we are, time for the moment of truth. I'm going to slice this first just in half. Carefully. I want it to stay together nicely, of course. Okay, I'll give it a quick, there we go. This will help us cut through all of the breading and leave it intact. There we go. Everyone, neatness counts. And there we go. Not bad, right? I think that's pretty presentable. Now, when I serve these as an appetizer, I cut them in quarters like this, so they're easier to pick up and to handle. Look at that. Beautiful, right? Here they are ready to serve. Let's not forget our sauce, and I've got it in a squirt bottle here. So I'm just going to give it a little zhuzh here and there. And there you have it. Well, all right, let's give this a taste. I think this looks just great. And of course, it smells great and everything. What a nice little, this would make a really great little breakfast, I think. Mind you, just one of these is a single serving. Each egg has about 490 calories or so. That is just delicious. Wow. Let me tell you what. You know, the sausage is perfectly cooked. The outside, that pork rind breading, it actually has a little bit of a crunch. It's just delicious. This is really savory. The egg in the middle, well, it's an egg, but of course with all this stuff, man, that's good. And the sauce, that little bit of heat, little mustard, just lovely. I hope you'll try this recipe. I also hope that you will like, share, especially on Facebook, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Helps my channel grow, and it helps you find my videos, especially if you click on that notifications bell. Listen, thanks so much for joining us here today at Tim Talks Cooking. We'll catch you next time.